Hi, I'm Ron. I'm with Mobile Fix Automotive. I'm going to shoot a quick tip video to help you out. Hopefully, if you guys have a smart car, this car is a 2009. It is a smart fortwo. It is the Passion model. It is manufactured by Mercedes-Benz, as with all the smart cars that I know of. And it is powered by a 1-liter 3-cylinder Mercedes-Benz engine, which is smaller than a motorcycle engine in some cases. And the problem that I had was I went to go change the oil on this car, and the previous shop that had it to do the oil, or somebody at that point, it had to have been the last shop because they siliconed it in, so you couldn't have put the plug back in without knowing about it. If you look in here, you'll see the first 5 threads are completely gone on this hole. And then there's like another 4 or 5 threads behind that you can't get to. And I think Mercedes-Benz took get this thing to resume. I think they took a page out of Ford's playbook with the popcorn spark plugs. And, you know, they give you a whole bunch of threads on the aluminum side and no threads on the steel side, or vice versa in this particular case. This is the plug that came out of it, and they only give you about 6 threads, but only about 5 of them are actually capable of holding, because the 6th thread is actually right where the seal goes. And the thing that makes this so unique, and the thing that I am so fascinated with, is there's no oil pickup screen inside the oil pan. Mercedes-Benz decided to put it in the oil drain plug, so it's incorporated. So if this screen is removed, there's no pre-screen for your oil pump, which in most cases won't be an issue if there's no debris in your engine in the first place. But if you have an engine that's making metal or has had debris put into it, this is kind of an important piece. But here's where my dilemma is. For as small as these cars are, the drain plug on this, I'm going to turn this around and talk to the camera for a second. The drain plug on this car is an M22 by 1.50. So it's 22 millimeters in diameter instead of the standard 14 that most automobiles are. Toyotas, Hondas, and stuff like that tend to stick around with the 14 millimeter 1.50. So you've got one of the smallest cars out there has one of the biggest drain plugs in the industry. Just to give you an idea how big this hole is if you haven't seen it in person, if you think of diesel engines being as big as they are, this is the same drain plug that Cummins uses on a 6.7 diesel. That's how big the hole is. So remember my catchphrase, everybody. Engineers should not be allowed to work unsupervised. Why did they put 10 threads in the oil pan and 5 on the plug? So anyway, so now I've got this half Mercedes-Benz, half smart car sitting on the rack. The oil's drained. The customer wants to pick up the car, right? I mean, you drop your car off for an oil change, you think we're done, we get out of here, right? Well, here's what I'm going to do to fix this situation temporarily. You do what you want to do. For me, I'm going to talk to you about the problems I'm facing and the reason I'm doing it the way I am. We're going to do this in 2 stages. We're going to get it fixed. I'm going to show you the part number to take care of this temporarily, and then tell you what you really should do to fix it, depending on your budget. So they make helicoils for 22 millimeter by 1.50, but if you look at let me get the zoom in here. If you look at where this plug is, there's the suspension lower arm is that holds the rear wheel assembly on, is directly in front of this. So even if you go down to your local store and you're lucky enough to find a 22 millimeter helicoil kit, you're going to have to either pull the suspension or you're going to have to pull the oil pan off of this thing to be able to fix this. Well, what I'm going to do, because the oil pan is, you know, a couple $100. It's not an expensive oil pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this oil pan after I order the new one, which is going to take us about a week to get, and I'm just going to replace it. Sorry, I had somebody come into the shop. I had to pause that for a second. The book only calls for 1.6 hours to R&R this pan. It does have 2 bolts up here that the AC compressor bolts to the pan, a hose that bolts to the pan, and it's kind of at an angle, but it doesn't look like it's going to be catastrophically hard to get out. But here's the deal. I mean, the labor to go in and try to drill this thing with the bar in the way and taking the bar out, it's going to be easier to do the oil pan. So if you guys want a quick fix to get you up and running if you're stuck, go down to your local parts house, and Dorman makes a drain plug for the Dodge. It's a 090055. 090055. And what it is it's this plug right here. It comes with the gasket, at least mine did. It's got a 3/4 head to it, so you use a 3/4 wrench or a 19 millimeter. The threads are 22 millimeter by 1.50. The difference is, if you look at this plug versus the plug that's on here, this is really difficult to do with one hand without somebody helping me film. There's an extra 4 threads sticking past where the other one's going to go in. Can you see that? So if I take the stock one and I get you to focus, it'll just push in. See that? All the way to the head. Let me zoom in so you can see it better. See there? It wouldn't tighten down if it tried, because there's just nothing left of the threads. Now, go back out here. Grab the Dorman plug, and right there it's already starting to grab threads. So we're going to be screwing it in that far. I'm going to grab my 3/4 inch wrench, and I'm just going to give this thing a nice little cinch. Take and wipe this off. Okay, that's a good bite. That's not going to leak. Okay, so get some brake cleaner, clean the oil off of it. Sorry, I keep looking back over my shoulder to work on my cart and it goes out of view. So got that done. Now here's the deal. There's going to be people that are going to want to make comments on this, so I want to go ahead and make this up front. Taking this screen out can potentially, down the road, or if not immediately, cause harm to the engine if you have debris in your engine that'll get through this screen. This screen that's in this car has absolutely no debris in it. There's nothing here, okay? This is a pre-screen for your oil pump. The oil filter that's in this car is what actually catches all the small stuff. So I don't know, since I'm looking at the camera, if this thing's showing up, but I showed it earlier in the film. So this is no longer in the car. That's why I'm going to choose to replace the oil pan with a brand new oil pan, because this really needs to be in there should the engine start manufacturing metal from a bearing going bad or something like that, and not cause more problems down the line. But I feel in my heart, and with the experience that I have, that temporarily this vehicle can be driven, because there's no indications of problems in the engine for the pre-screen, to run with this like this. So if you've got a smart car, or you've got an engine with an M22 1.5 thread pitch that got stripped out and it's got threads deeper in, that plug will actually go in deeper and grab onto it. So hopefully this will help you out. If you like the video, subscribe to me, like the video. Mainly I'm just trying to help everybody out, because when stuff like this happens to me, it's really frustrating. So smallest car, biggest drain plug, incorrect engineering, and the main thing is the customer will get to drive the car home tonight, which is me, because this one belongs to me, and we'll get it fixed on the next go around. So good luck to you. See you on the next video.